This is happening. A white van pulls up that says coroner on it. Coroner.
No.
And when I look back to her, I see past her the white Chevy Express van. And I'm just like,
You're like, pay attention this way.
Oh my God.
I'm like, of course this woman's going to go home without a house. Like go back to LA without a house. Of course this is going to happen right now.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Behind the Lockbox. I'm Stephanie Zalowski here with
Cameron Barbier.
Today. So fun fact, we've actually not yet met in person, but we have David Hussain with us today.
Hello.
I said your last name right, didn't I?
That's perfect.
So David is an agent with Real. He is a broker associate and one of the team leads of the Finest City team. And you've been in business since 2015, correct?
Yeah.
I was taking a gander at your social media last night. You've sold some pretty sick properties, including recently, I hope it sold. I think it did. An 8-acre, 1929 historic castle here in San Diego.
Shameless plug, that is still available for you developers.
Give the address.
It's at 3600 Paradise Valley Road. You can find more at 3600paradisevalley.com.
Yes, it is. It has a ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, actually,
castle.
I want to kind of come see this. So next time you do something, like, let me know because I need to come check this place out. Anyway, is it haunted? I don't know. Maybe you have a story about that, or I don't know. We'll see.
That should be story number 3.
Oh. Do you have a story about it or
I have
no?
a tiny bit story, but it's still
okay.
an
If we have
active listing.
time,
I don't want to.
Okay. Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
I can cut that part out anyway. Okay. Anyway,
how
David,
about we record it and then
yeah, exactly. And then
we'll post it after
we'll
it
do
sells.
like just a reel about it when it sells. Like, congrats, this sold. Exactly. Anyway, David, welcome to Behind the Lockbox.
Yeah, welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for coming. We appreciate it. So, okay, you walked in and you were kind of telling us some stories that you had. Where do you want to start? You start with either one because they sounded pretty good.
I'll start with the most relatable story.
Okay, perfect.
Does that work?
Yes, absolutely.
So this is in 2020.
Okay.
I think 2020. And
I know. What year is it? Who knows?
Yeah. The pandemic era is like the blip in the Avengers. Like
in the Matrix,
Thanos,
like literally the glitch in the Matrix that like we're like, wait, was this pre-COVID or after? Anyway,
So
yeah.
So it's hard to remember. I'm pretty sure it was 2020 because it was like a zoo. And so I have a client from, at the time I was buying Zillow leads.
Okay,
and
I've been there. Yep.
Hey, it's great when you get one though.
it is really good.
Yeah, especially when it closes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is one of the ones. And so I had a client that I was nurturing for like 6 or 8 months. And she wanted to move from LA to San Diego.
Okay.
And
That was happening a lot during COVID.
it's still happening. I have a lot of San Franciscans moving here.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And so she's like, hey, I'm coming down to San Diego finally. And I'm going to book a hotel for 3 days, schedule as many showings as you can.
Great.
And I'm going to buy a house this weekend.
Wow.
Awesome.
Love that.
There goes your weekend.
Yeah, basically. But it was fun.
I'll do
no,
it.
if you're-
Yeah.
So I scheduled, I don't know, like 35 showings or something like that.
Wow.
It was pretty wild. And
I remember those days.
we go to this house. We get to this house in La Mesa. And it's the perfect house for her. She wants it, but it's also the perfect house for about 85 other people. So
The line was around the corner down the block. Yeah. Yeah.
and it was during the peds.
Oh,
Oh my God, I just had PTSD flashback. Like I
you
had
do.
not heard.
I'm the one who had to fill them all out.
I filled a lot of mine out though
Oh,
too.
you did?
And
Okay.
we had West End at the time. We had a 9 new development and peed. I
These
literally
are documents that we had to fill out.
It's just like on Lion King, he's like Mufasa. Say it again. That's exactly what just happened. Anyway, go ahead. So you had the peds, the good old ped.
And I had to do like 35 of them or something for that weekend.
Oh,
Because okay, wait, hold on. Side note: for anyone who doesn't know what this is, I don't remember what it stands for.
Property
Anyway,
entry
advisory
disclosure. Okay, during COVID, you had to fill one of these out for every single house. So that's why
just
he's
put 'em on the
saying
top.
he had 35, which we did that in the beginning, but then they started getting away from that and like, no,
you
you
have to
can't
do
put all the ones, you need to do every one. I had also a couple clients that we were seeing like 20 plus houses a weekend. Oh my God.
And it was like a 3-page document too.
Literal. It got better. Didn't it go down to 1 page at
I
one
think
point?
it did, yeah.
Anyway,
Sorry.
we digress. I'm sorry. That was like total flashback. I completely
Forgot about this.
traumatically blocked out peds. Okay, continue. So you had to fill out 35 peds. Wow.
Don't ever bring up the word pee to a realtor. Okay.
Ever again.
Unless you want this to happen.
Unless you want this to happen, and we'll go off on a tangent. Exactly. Okay. Anyway, I could go ahead. Go ahead.
So we go to this property in La Mesa and basically there's like 85 people there. she ended up submitting an offer,
Yep.
150K over asking.
Okay.
So it's listed at 650, and we're in at like, I think we're at like 780 or something.
Wow.
Realtor's not answering his phone. He apparently had like
course.
35, 36 offers.
Oh,
Yep.
damn.
I'm pulling out like rabbits out of my hat. I'm offering like my first child and things
Yeah.
like that.
Your blood. You're like, it's cool. Like whatever you need. I
And
remember
she's
that.
like, why can't he? He's got to respond. So she ends up getting involved and starts calling him and calling his
No.
broker and stuff like that. Yeah.
No.
Which like at this point, she had stepped in once we didn't have any other option.
Sure. And she's like, let me just like, I mean, and it did not matter how busy I was. And I was listing heavy during that time. I called every single agent back. Come on.
And you could just shoot a text. I mean,
Yes. Anyway.
I think we got a call back, but it wasn't fruitful. It was one of those.
No, it's just like, sorry.
do
And
the
you're
best
like,
you can,
yeah,
you know.
thanks. That's
Yeah.
so helpful. Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
So, and this is a brand new lady. Like I just met her.
Yeah, you're
in
trying to do
person.
right by her
Right.
100%.
Trying to show my value and everything.
Yeah.
So, I'm going through properties that we haven't seen, and because we've done all of our showings, she doesn't like many of them, and some of them we did submit offers on. I think we submitted 7 offers. None of them got accepted, and she was like mostly cash, very strong buyer. So I find this one property that like Sunday night, she's leaving the next afternoon. That Sunday night, I see this property, and it had a window into the addition. So
Okay.
they had built like an addition to the house. and
Okay.
the kitchen
Was it
looked-
attached?
It was attached.
Okay. So it wasn't like a separate ADU. It was just a full on addition to the house. Okay.
It's like one of those patio rooms. That
Oh,
they
sure.
added
Yeah.
after the fact.
Okay.
And so the kitchen window looks into that, and it was a small kitchen, like a little U-shaped kitchen.
Okay.
And I was like, no, there's no way she would want this based on everything
So
else she
weird,
showed
right.
me, which was like open concept.
Sure.
I was like, no, there's no way. But she was a visionary. She really was, and I shouldn't have discounted that.
Okay. Good lesson.
It was a good lesson, and I just didn't even bother sending it to her. I was like,
Okay.
there's no way she would want this one.
Okay.
Turns out she sends it to me first thing in the morning.
You're
Can
like,
we go see this?
damn. I was just about to send you this.
yeah. Exactly. I've maybe done that time or two. Mhm.
Yeah. And I was like, I shouldn't say anything. And I just said, yeah, absolutely. Let's go see it. I can't
Yep.
believe I missed this one.
Yeah. Perfect.
And so we get to the property. It's out in like Spring Valley. And I
Okay.
hadn't been in Spring Valley too much at that point.
Okay.
And we get there and there is cop cars outside. There is an ambulance that pulls up as soon as we pull up. And
oh no.
mind you, this is a woman I've only known for like 72 hours or less.
Right.
And I'm just trying to like get her to love San Diego, get her to she wanted to be in North Park. She wanted to be
Okay.
10 minutes or less from North Park. or
Okay.
15 minutes or less from the airport.
Okay.
And this is just off the 120.
She wants like metro. Yep. She wants walkable, all the things. Yep.
We're in Spring Valley.
Not for anyone who doesn't know where San Diego, where that is. Yeah. Not near North Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's around the corner from Valley Farms Market. I don't know if you know where that is.
Oh, we have one here in La Jolla. Love it. Anyway. Yep.
Really awesome.
Yep.
Sorry, wait. So what's the desire to move to San Diego? She's never been here before? Or like
She lives in LA. She's always wanted to live here.
Okay.
Her mother passed. She's from like the East Coast, and her
Okay.
mother passed, and she always had this dream of like, my client always had this dream of like living in like San Diego and kind of living in the vacation life. You know?
Okay. Okay.
And that was a big appeal to her. LA
Sure.
was too busy.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
she came from a rural area in the East Coast. So she wanted
wanted
something
chill.
more
Something more chill. Yeah.
rural. Turns out Spring Valley was perfect.
Oh,
for her.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better than North Park actually for that reason. Yeah. Yeah.
So on the front lawn of the neighbor's house, there's these guys with like tattoos, and they're wearing like tank tops and like trucks and things like
Yeah.
people of Spring Valley.
It's very-
Not-
Yes.
you know.
I was just gonna say it's very Spring Valley. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
People of Spring Valley. No offense.
and they had like this really big dog, no collar, no leash,
Oh
and
God.
there's like sheriffs outside. There's like 4 or 5 cop cars
At the
ambulance-
neighboring house
at the
or
neighbor's house.
Okay. So not at the house you're going to look at, but of course, like not what you want to see when you pull up for
Yeah.
a showing with a new client. Yeah.
And the ambulance had just pulled up, and I was like, oh God.
Yeah, she's not going to buy this.
So like I like swiftly walk over to the keypad and like start
We're coming
typing
in,
in
we're
the
coming in.
century. and so it's taking its time like opening and everything.
and you're
While
nervous.
this is happening, a white van pulls up that says coroner
No.
on it. Coroner.
No.
And I look back, when I look back to her, I see past her the white Chevy Express van. And I'm just
You're
like,
like, pay attention this way.
Oh my God.
I'm like, of course this woman's going to go home without a house. Like go back to LA without a house. Of course this is going to happen right now. you know?
And was this in like certain pockets of Spring Valley are pretty nice. Is this in a more up and coming older area?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's still really like on the way. It's all custom homes that are beautiful
Yes.
and like
Yes.
large lots and everything.
Very-
So you're not in like a really old crappy part. Okay. Okay.
No, and it's in a nice part of Spring Valley, but
Sure.
it's just of all the times.
Yeah. Well, yeah. At that specific time.
Yeah.
So classic. Okay.
And so I looked past her and I was like, hey, let's go
Don't
inside.
turn around. Let's come
And
inside.
Of course she turns around because like
Your face is
Of
like-
course.
and so she showed that we go inside, look at the house, and she's like, I could make this work. And she's like looking at the house. It's like fairly updated and it looks nice. And it's got two different areas. It's got like the back part that has its own bathroom and
Okay.
bedroom and everything. And its own AC, the addition.
Okay.
And then the front part has its own bedrooms and like bathrooms, and it's updated,
Yeah.
but it's like kind of
Funky, but
hodgepodge,
updated.
you know?
Sure. Sure.
So she's like, I can make this work. I could really see it. And we go to the backyard. It's on a quarter of an acre.
Wow.
Okay.
And she's like, this is the one, David.
Wow.
She turns to me and looks at me and she's like, this is the one.
I love when they say that.
Yes.
And I was like, okay. And she's like, are there any offers? And I was like, no.
Like it just came on the market. And also the guy next door is dead. So, there's
no competition.
Yeah.
So not only does she want it, I get them to pay off the solar. So she gets free solar. She gets
Which is not an easy feat for anyone who's
No, she
never
has-
been able. Yeah. I've actually yet to been able to make that happen. So good for you.
so she gets free solar. She gets it for 10 or 15K or 20K under asking during the pandemic time.
Wow.
The PED time, the PED era.
Peed era.
She gets it for like 10 or 20K.
Oh my God. Is
under
that this
asking.
episode's name? Peed era.
Oh, God forbid. Do not label that.
I would not. I would never do that to you.
Terrible.
That's insane.
Okay, so she gets it for under asking price. We get the solar contract, the solar covered,
Yeah.
and we get repairs covered as well.
Wow.
Like 2 or 3K in repairs.
Good job.
We're walking out of the house after she says, "This is the one, David." Out comes a body on the stretcher, on the gurney, covered in a bag. In a bag, out comes a body.
Of the house where the guys are sitting on the front lawn.
And like, I feel terrible for the family
Of
because
course.
like,
Well, and you don't know what's happened. Like,
but the biggest problem is everyone's on the front lawn and cops are like surrounding everybody. So it almost looked like
a
crime-
murder.
That's
crime
what I
had
was.
occurred.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because cops were there first.
typically cops don't show up when the coroner's like, listen, not to take it to a weird dark place. I was with my grandma when she passed. Like it was peaceful. Coroner came,
Yeah, no
hospice
cops.
was there, no cops.
Yeah.
So like something happened. You know what I mean?
when you call 911, and I've done this a few times, first people to show up is fire department,
Yes.
and then police,
Right.
or ambulance or paramedics,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
This was police, then ambulance, then
Then the coroner.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
out comes the body and gets loaded up, and turns out like somebody had died of natural causes.
Okay.
Like long story short, somebody passed away of natural causes. The dog is a sweetheart. It is not as scary as it looks.
Aw.
And the guys are the coolest guys ever. They do barbecue catering.
Oh.
So she's like best friends with them.
I
that's
love it.
awesome.
Yeah, it was like so serendipitous. And
but like looks just crazy. I wonder, maybe, did you ever find out any more details? Maybe it was like a welfare check and that's why the cops were there and then they found the person that had died of natural causes. I don't know.
Maybe.
David, I need details.
you've been in this business a long time.
A long time. I'm gonna need you to call your client and be like, so wait,
Yeah.
did you ever find out how that person actually died?
No, it was natural causes. The mom had passed away.
Oh, sad.
And they had expected it because I think she had gotten COVID, and then that gave her like the
Yeah.
downturn in health.
Yeah. Damn, that sucks.
But I didn't find this out until after we closed escrow,
Sure.
months later, and I had already had my impression of the neighbors
Yeah,
from
yeah.
there.
yeah.
And
But turns out their dog is awesome and they do some killer barbecue. So
yeah,
that's
What did she do to
awesome.
the property? Have you been back?
yeah. So I went back like almost a year later. Well, I went back periodically just
Sure.
to say what's up, and
Yeah.
she was also I was helping her with like contractors and things like
Yeah,
that. She's doing
yeah.
work there. And she wanted to build. Her dream was to like landscape the backyard, and,
Oh,
like
cool.
turn it into this beautiful oasis,
Wow.
and just like have friends over.
Mhm.
And so she spent like the better part of $100,000 on a pool and landscaping
Wow.
and the backyard. And
That's
it was a
awesome.
quarter of an acre. I don't know if I mentioned that
You
before.
did. So much space. Yeah.
So tons of space for her to build this beautiful pool. And then it was like inside of the pool, she did like a mosaic of a mermaid, I think,
cool.
as an homage to her late mother.
Oh.
So like she really let her
went
dream
for
come
it.
true.
Yeah. That's really cool.
What a good story.
And clients like that, I mean, again, with Zillow stuff, like you never knew what you were going to get. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it was crazy, but I still have clients to date that I'm working with that I met on Zillow
Yeah, you've
in
had some good
2016.
ones.
Yeah. Yeah. And then some, of course, just completely wasted your time.
Yeah.
So
Many wasted
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
many.
But the ones that worked out turned out to be pretty badass.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's really true. Yeah. That's awesome.
I'm pretty grateful.
That's
for that one.
hysterical. And then I turn around after getting the key out and there's the corner.
That's the one car I wish I never saw.
I know, right? You're like, okay, a cop car, whatever. But like, anyway, that's a good story.
Behind the Lockbox is sponsored by Property Showcase Group. Property Showcase Group has a team of creatives, directors, producers, editors, marketing specialists, and designers that work in tandem to tell and share stories of the built environment. Whether you're looking for full-service production or simply just need content creation, Property Showcase Group can help take your business to the next level. To learn more or to contact Property Showcase Group to schedule a consultation, you can find them at propertyshowcasegroup.com. That's spelled PROPERTYSHOWCASEGROUP.com. PropertyShowcaseGroup.com.
Yeah.
That's hysterical. Okay. You have a second one.
I do have a second one.
Okay. Hit me with it.
So I work with Andrew Greer. And
Hey,
he's
Andrew.
What's up, Andrew? So he's a developer. He's a local developer. He's an investor. And
Okay.
He's a realtor as well. We started working at PF Chang's together like 12 years ago.
Oh, really?
So cool. You've
I've
known
known
him
him a long time.
forever. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
And
That does sound good.
it does. We go there actually.
Still got the hookup, Andrew? Like, send us dinner. Thanks.
So we've been working together for the past like 3 years, and Andrew's been having this like troublesome tenant, and she hasn't paid him rent in like 2 years. So he's been going through the COVID eviction process.
2 years.
Been
Yes.
there, done that.
She owes him like almost like I think like 70. I don't know how much, but
I'm sure it's pushing
she owes him a lot.
6 figures. Yeah. Yeah.
And she's a hoarder as well, and she raises quail in the backyard. And
All right.
this is in Golden Hill.
Okay.
So she
Carrier
raises,
pigeons. Okay. Got it.
and Andrew asked me to go with him to the property to serve a notice.
Okay.
And he wants me to film and like be there as a witness.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
of course I'm going to be there, but we don't go inside this time.
Okay.
Andrew hasn't been inside the property for a long time. I've never been inside the property.
Okay.
And how long has she lived there? Do we know?
It looked like she had made the house, so that long.
Okay.
But
She built it in 1939 and
Yes.
all her belongings have been there ever since.
she was of that era.
Okay.
Of that era.
So,
Oh my God.
but she had to live there for way more than 2 years.
Okay.
There was like furniture in there from the turn of the century. I remember seeing it. I was like, this is hand carved. Anyways.
You're like, this is an antique. Do you want this? You're not treating this very well. Can I take this?
Yeah.
Are you doing anything with that hutch over there? Anyway.
So she opens the door and Andrew's talking to her.
Okay.
And the smell gets to me.
No.
I'm standing on the sidewalk. The smell gets to me.
No.
The smell.
Okay, hold on. Is there a security door or is it just a front door? So you can see, in,
Yeah.
I don't know what you see, maybe an aisle of something, stacks of boxes or darkness and the stench.
I saw the pathway into her house. Like
Yeah.
there was just a little,
Yeah.
this much space
Yeah.
into her house. And the stench was so bad I had to sidestep. And like just,
Oh my God.
yeah. And poor Andrew, this guy has been
at the
through
front line.
Yeah. My heart goes, this guy's a man. Like if David Goggins entered real estate, it's Andrew Greer. I'm serious.
That's hysterical. Wow.
Talking to her straight faced, just like, delivering the message.
Somehow breathing through his nose and yeah. Oh,
I still have the video actually.
Wow.
And we should B-roll.
I know we wouldn't, but like we should definitely. God, that's crazy.
So I record, he delivers the notice and everything, and we go. And then Andrew finally gets access to the property 30 days later.
Okay.
That's like kind of part of the process. So
Okay.
he gets access to the property. And
And is this still when the moratorium was in place? Okay.
yeah, so he's gone through like this tumultuous, like 18-month process of getting her out. Because
I just went through one of those.
it's crazy.
And again, for anyone who doesn't know, during COVID, California, not just San Diego, had an eviction moratorium, and it was based on county. So like LA's actually lasted, I mean, God, they might even still have it. I have no idea. But ours expired last year sometime. And so I actually closed a deal in October that it took us 1.5 years to get that tenant out. And it was the same thing. Like we went to court a couple times with our attorney, and the judge was like, look, until this is expired, there's nothing you can do. But we still had to like serve notices. Okay, when this expires, you have 30 days. You know, you have to go. It is
it's a lot.
painful. So I feel for him. So anyway,
So he
gets access
to the
30
property.
days. Okay.
And I was supposed to go over there and shoot some like video for him and like content and stuff
Right.
like that with one of our teammates.
Okay.
And he calls me on the way and he's FaceTiming me. I've known Andrew for 12 years.
Okay.
I've never seen this guy throw up. He gets access to the property and he calls me. He's like, hey man, I don't think you should come here. For Andrew to say that, it was like for my own safety. And he doesn't care that much about me. So
So it must have been really bad. Holy shit.
he's like, dude. And so he's like walking inside and like, it's just FaceTiming. I'm on my way there, okay? Or I was on my way to the office to go pick something
Curiosity
up.
would have killed me. I would have gone.
So he's like, dude, just don't. And he just throws up, okay? Apparently, he had stepped on layers of quail, dead quails.
Oh,
There was dead animals inside
In
the house.
house.
no.
And he's like, and later on he told me, he's like, you know what had happened? You know why I threw up? He's like, I stepped on a dead quail. That was like,
Oh, God.
yeah.
Crunch. Like, what? Is she there?
No, she had been evicted at this point. But she lived there in these
And
conditions.
so did she leave behind subsequently like a bunch of shit?
So that day, Andrew throws up. So,
Andrew, we're so sorry.
he has to basically like take possession of the house. So he has to like, you know, make sure it's in good shape, change the locks.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's in there and he sees cats everywhere. He opens the bathroom door.
Alive or dead?
Alive. Yeah. Alive. Cats are alive there. I'll tell you the number.
Eating the quail.
There's a lot of animals, right? There's a lot of animals there.
Oh, no.
Andrew opens the bathroom door. It's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. He opens
Okay.
the bathroom door. In the bathtub is like baby quails. Bunches of quails.
Alive?
Yeah. She was like breeding quail.
Chicks? I don't even.
Yeah.
What would you even
Like little
chicks. Yeah, yeah.
birds?
What?
Andrew calls
Animal
the
control?
housing society and they're like, you have to care for the, you have to.
No.
Well, you're going to need to go to PetSmart and get some bird cages and some bird seed. What? What?
So they're like, you have to take care of these. Like you have to. And he's like, I can't do that. He's like,
I'm like
"Wait."
50 quail babies? Like, what are you saying?
Yeah. And the lady's like, no, you have to like call animal control. You can't just like let them.
He's like, oh, okay, I don't have to actually take them home. Okay, my wife would kill me. Oh my God, no.
So I don't think he calls animal control. I think animal control tells him he has to like take care of them. And then they give him a number to
Like a humane society or
the
something.
Humane Society.
Okay. Okay.
Turns out 55 animals were rescued by the Humane Society.
Holy
it made it on the
shit.
news.
I don't I mean, it's happened a few times, unfortunately, but wow.
55.
Yeah. A lot
And
of
I'm
them were
assuming
quail chick.
emaciated and not in great health. And
What other animals were in there?
It was just kittens and quail.
Oh, just kittens and quails.
That should be the name of this episode. Kittens and quail.
there it is. Kittens and quail. People are going to be like, what?
Yeah.
Holy
It was like
crap.
13 kittens and then the rest were quail.
And were these baby kittens as well?
Yeah.
Do we know, was she selling these? Like, what was her motive here?
I think she was hoarding those too.
Probably not. Yeah, she was probably, I'm
She's
sure.
obsessed.
And then if they died, she just let them,
Crunch.
stay in
So-
the carpet.
Andrew finally is
So
like,
did he
"I need
torch
you
the
to
house?"
Come and help me. No, people live there now.
It obviously has been
Yes, it's been
done
completely cleaned
to the
and taken
studs,
care of and stuff like that.
burnt to the ground and rebuilt.
No wonder the stench.
Wow.
So
What about in the backyard?
I finally get access to the property. Andrew finally he's like, hey, I need you to come and help me. She has to after a certain amount of time, we have to provide her access to the property to gather her things.
What did she take with her?
The 50 baby quail,
No, those are
the dead ones in a shoebox.
It's so funny that you should ask because I was like, when I got into the property, first of all, the smell, he's right for throwing up. The smell was bad. The refrigerator had food in there from
No.
years.
No.
The refrigerator had colors that I hadn't seen before
No.
of mold. Yeah. The water didn't look like it ran. I don't know where she went to the bathroom because
I mean,
I don't
that
know.
might be the smell, like between the animals and that. Like,
she
What
had
did she look like? Did you get to see her?
yeah.
was she older?
She came back. Oh my God, guys. Okay. So
Paint
we
us
get
a picture.
access to the
Paint us a
property.
picture.
You get access to the property. We may not be able to publish this episode, just for fair housing or something.
No, that's fine. Falls under free speech, right, Max?
I don't know.
Max, well, yeah, sure, he doesn't know.
She might be a protected class. That's the problem.
You don't have to paint us a picture. No. But like she comes back. So, okay, wait. When she got evicted, then she just kind of took what she needed for whatever the night or whatever. But because she left so much personal property, he had her come back to try to collect that.
Yeah. And she it's a landlord's requirement after you evict somebody to allow. Well, I don't think it's a requirement. I think it was a courtesy to allow her to come
because
back
I didn't think so either. Because typically when they're evicted, they have like so many days or whatever to get in. Even if it's 5 days, it's like pack your shit and get out. You know what I mean? So okay, so he let her come back. And she comes back and she looks just like you would expect her to look. And she comes back with a little. Remember, she's of the era of the hutch that he thought was really the hand carved material.
Well, I just wonder if she looks like she's been bathed.
I mean, no, I don't think. I mean, a lot of hoarders, unfortunately, seriously, like it's a disease. It's a mental illness, and so they don't take care of themselves. They don't take care of the hat or anything. So, gosh, okay,
sorry.
The best way to describe her is that she wasn't on this planet.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably very mentally. Yeah.
Because she comes up to Andrew, like as soon as she gets there, she's like, I found this property and I'd like to make an arrangement with you where you purchase it and I pay you rent for it.
Oh, because you've been paying me rent all this time and we can trust you with that.
And the reaction on Andrew's face.
Did you get that on video?
No, but I will never forget it.
It's burned in your memory.
Yeah. He was just like, and he's like, please pack your things and go. That's all he said, just calmly and somberly.
Oh, because he's like, look, lady, I've already puked all over your nice rug.
We're inside the house. Oh, what did she take?
Yeah.
Guys, she took she apparently made earrings out of gems or gemstones or something.
Or quail shit.
Or quail shit.
Or quail,
Or like shells. She made earrings out of shells.
Quail eggs, okay. Skeletons, sure.
And so she took some earring making material.
That's about it.
And she took some books. Guys, this is a 900 square foot home filled to the brim.
Floor to ceiling.
She's like,
a lot of that's probably trash and newspapers and God knows what else. You know what I mean? So did he just have a crew come in and just dump it?
Yeah. And I think it cost him a ton of money.
It's a lot to have someone come and clean out. I mean, we've had that situation.
We bought an PB. And it was from a hoarder's house.
Your house,
I remember walking it and I'm like, this is so gnarly. And then there was just fresh bananas sitting in the kitchen. I'm like, wait, there's someone that actually lives here.
That was the first clue. The fresh bananas. The fridge also had many colors, a multicolor robe over it. But
there was cans from 1930 in there.
Hey mom, at least your Spice Rack doesn't have cans from 1930. Have you guys seen, total side note, on social media? First of all, there's so much going around about at the holidays, you go home to your parents' house and you go through and you're showing them expired things because you no longer live there and you're just what are you guys doing? So it's such a thing. Every time my brother and I go home, we're always like, this is expired. So maybe Lori doesn't have things from 1929, cans of beans from 1929. That's hysterical.
But we had to clear it out and it was $30,000 to get all the junk out. And it was a tiny home.
Dude, God forbid you had chemicals or paint or anything in there. It's so much more expensive because you can't just dump
you can't just dump that stuff, right? Yeah,
you have to tear down the studs because she was just it was so gross.
I bought my house in Claremont like that. It was in a hoarder house, but it hadn't
just
been
gross.
touched.
The carpet was green in the originally, and the carpet in the bathroom was yellow.
Cute.
But from when it turned yellow from it being green.
Can we ask why?
Carpet in the bathroom?
Yes.
So when you get out of the tub,
my grandma did. My grandma did. I know.
Remember in Die Hard, in the beginning of Die Hard?
Yeah.
He's like, when I get home after a long trip, I like to take my shoes off and dig my toes into the carpet.
Yes.
I think it's that
mentality.
Feeling or that mentality.
But guys,
out of the shower?
You get out of the shower bath, you're wet. I mean, you have a bath mat, but you wash the bath mat. It dries. Carpet
they didn't
doesn't
realize that back then.
I don't know.
They didn't have mold in the 70s, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a new thing. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was no mold disclosure until after 1978.
It's
because
from
of
that.
all the carpet in the bathrooms. Got it. That's why.
That's what it came from.
For everyone who doesn't know why we have mold disclosures, this is why. Brilliant. That's
Heat and mold disclosures.
I should have kept some of the carpet from my house.
Oh, you should have.
Put it in a frame.
Well, my grandma, before she passed and before they sold her house, she had every room had different carpet because this was the house that my mom and uncle grew up in. So my mom had purple shag carpet was still there. Like,
No way.
Yes. And like the living room was like, you know, I have green carpet, but it was like that avocado, like, you know what I mean? Like it was that what you had.
That's probably, yeah.
And that, but it was like shaggy a little bit too, but it had been matted down to where you like pretty much saw concrete and you're like, what is happening? And then one of the other rooms was like a golden, like yellow, like gold color, you know what I mean? And I was just like, wow, guys, like you really, my grandma, she was like, whatever you want to do, I know whatever carpet you want.
I bet you like they went to like either a carpet store or a carpet salesman came to them and he was like, we could do every single room, you know, a different color.
She's like, yes, I'm sold. I'm sold. Yeah. Purple, gold, shag. What else? Yeah. And he's like, oh, I have this one. You're like, yes, that one.
In the bathroom.
In the bathroom. Put that in the bathroom though. There's no such thing as mold. So put it on the walls. Oh my God. You've seen carpet. There's people have done cool like carpet on the walls. Like it's, in the 70s. Well, who knows what they were doing back then.
Did you say it sounds kind of cool now?
Yeah. Is it coming back?
Matt, do you hear this? Cam's going to put carpet in your bathroom and on your walls.
If any carpet salesman come to your door, do not open the door.
I do not approve this design choice. All design choices must go through me, and that's a no.
You're like on the toilet and you're just like, you know.
Well, that's going in a reel. You're on the toilet and, you know, for everyone watching on YouTube, just sitting on the toilet. How's that going to go, Cam?
Cam wants a petting wall. That's what she just described. She wants a petting wall. Right when she walks in.
I'm going to be the lady.
Oh my God.
I hope
with
not.
The 50 quail babies in a bathtub. I love that they told him you have to care for them. To see his face when he's like, wait, no, what do you mean? I can't take these home. They're like, no. You just have to like get them to a care facility. He's like, oh, okay. I would have lost my shit too. I would have been like,
I know.
No. Like, I'm not taking these rabies-filled quail babies anywhere. Like,
I'd be kind of down.
No. Oh my God. Matt, are you hearing this? She wants carpet on your walls in the bathroom and she was going to take home quail babies. Mm-hmm. Okay. If you go into another hoarder house and you find any,
don't call me.
You know who to call.
Yeah.
I'll give her your number.
She'll buy the house.
Probably.
She'll move right in.
Yeah. Her husband won't even have to redo any of it. Matt will be like, oh, sweet. This is where we're at now.
Do me a favor. Don't ever go to an estate sale.
Oh, I do.
Do you go to estate sales?
I love estate sales.
They're so fun.
Oh my God.
She does. She's a yard sale, estate sale. Oh yeah.
Estate sale. By the way, I love estate.
I do too.
They're so fun.
In the right area.
Point Loma, Mission Hills.
Oh my God. The best.
Yeah.
Is there like a place where you can find out when they're going on?
In the newspaper, right? GarageSales.com. Okay, well, we know what we're doing this weekend.
Also, Craigslist. People post their
posts on there. Yeah.
garage sales on there. It's a really good niche.
Watch,
for
we see. We're like, oh, let's go to this estate sale, and then up walks David. We're like, oh my God,
you're here too.
Yeah, and then we'll fight over like
the turn of the century, hutch that we're all wanting for that has carpet all on the inside, and Cam's like, it's mine.
You're like, you can have it.
God, psycho.
There was like this room divider bar that we had at my house in Claremont, and we had to like lift it, and it took my two brothers, myself, and another pretty hefty guy to lift it out of the carpet, and the carpet was like 3 inches, 4 inches deep. That's not 3 inches.
Built around it.
Yeah. It was like part of the house.
Way.
It had been there for so long. Wow.
The carpet and everything was like, nope, this is staying. They just don't build things like they used to anymore,
No,
you know?
don't.
Carpet included.
After the pod, I'll show you like photos of it.
Oh my God,
what it is now,
please.
it's ridiculously changed.
That's wild. Insane. That's wild. Okay. Well, on that note, you've heard the podcast. We're going to play a little game. Okay. So Cam's going to ask you 3 questions.
Okay.
First things that come to your mind. 'Cause this might incite some other stories.
I'm pretty good at this game.
Okay. Oh, good. I like it. Okay.
What's the craziest or pettiest thing that's ever killed or almost killed one of your deals?
Oh my God.
There's so many to choose from, isn't there?
Why?
Not quail babies?
No, it was, it's a refrigerator, and it's not that the refrigerator was like, it wasn't even, it was a fridge.
PTSD. It's like me with the peed.
It was like the fridge you buy at like Sears when Sears was open. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Yes.
a $900, $700 fridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the thing was, it was in the RPA, which I let my seller know. But my seller insisted that the fridge was like a family heirloom.
Oh,
she like
Jesus.
tried to stand on that hill. And
That was the hill she was going to die on.
And yeah.
It was a Sears special. Sears closed. This is an antique.
Yeah.
Oh, Sears, RIP.
Okay, what's the weirdest thing or situation you've ever walked in on?
Besides the quail babies.
somebody from a very well-known team here got a lead from Zillow
Okay.
and asked me to do a late evening showing.
Okay.
And she was like young and like newer, and she hadn't qualified these clients. And they had a kink that they would pursue.
No.
And it was to do things at homes for sale.
Sexually?
Yes.
And they were spending too much time upstairs while I was downstairs with her. And
Was this house vacant and staged, or was it seller occupied?
this is vacant and not staged. I can't share anymore.
Wasn't even staged.
No.
They didn't care. They were like,
Could you hear?
do it standing up.
So I go upstairs, and as soon as they hear me going upstairs, I hear the clinking of a belt aggressively.
Oh no.
And they come out of the bathroom, and they're like, "Yeah, well, we like it. We like it." They're just playing it off like they like it. And I was like, "All right, guys, yeah. So you guys ready to go? Do you guys have any questions or anything?" And her hair's, as soon as she walks behind me, her hair has like a little cowlick in it from it being like scrunched up or something. And they were not just looking at the tile in the bathroom, that's for sure.
Oh, oh my God.
So they leave. And the realtor, I'm walking to my car where the realtor, she parked next to me. And she's like, "Hey, David, do you have 1 second?" And I'm like, with every showing agent, I'm like super nice. I'm a
course.
more experienced agent typically.
Yeah.
And like, I'm extremely like welcoming. I
Yeah.
just want them to have a very good impression of not only my listing, but like of listing agents. You know,
You
because-
want the transaction to go smoothly. You want to have a great deal with the person. Like, yes, I'm the same way. Yep.
So I'm super cool with her.
Yep.
I'm asking her about like what she does for fun and like, you know, how she likes real estate, how she likes the team she's on and things. And she's like, "Hey, can I ask you something?" And I was like, "Yeah, no problem. What's up?" She's like, "I've shown these guys about 2 houses, and this is a third one in like a day or two." And she's like, "Every time like I like look back when I'm like opening up the lockbox or something, he's like down her throat making out. And they spend way too much time at the house away from me. And every time I'm around them, he's like making out with her super aggressively."
Creepy. And
And
you're
I
like,
was like,
yes.
she's like, "Is that normal?" She asked
No,
me, "Is that normal?"
No.
And this might be a behind the lockbox story right here.
I mean, yeah, I told you, my insight, some other stories. Yeah.
And I looked at her and I was like, "That's not normal."
No.
And she's like, "Okay, what do I do?" And I was like, "First of all, tell your team lead, manager, or broker, somebody
Yes.
that's a little bit more experienced than you,
What's happening?
so that you don't get either caught up in this or something bad happens to you."
Yeah, it's a little frightening. I mean, especially, again, we talked about this last week and we've talked about it many times before, especially her being younger, newer, a little naive in the industry. It's a dangerous place to be. I mean, remember when I was doing Zillow leads, and do you remember when Century came out with the thing where you can basically like, you can put like a safety thing on it. And so if you don't hit cancel, it will dial your safety people.
Yeah.
Her and my mom are the safety people. I was with a newer lead and I told them where I was going to be, but I didn't hit cancel. And then it called them and they were both blowing up my phone,
out.
Yeah.
freaking out. But again, it's like, I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm sorry. But like, I don't go into properties now if they're vacant and staged without my clients with me. If I'm meeting a new client, I try to either have them come to our office first or out for coffee, or if I am meeting them at the property for the first time, if it's not a referral and I've never met them, like you got to take these precautions because people are weird. Like you don't know what they're going to do. And I'm so glad that you were the listing agent on the other side and that you gave her that advice, because who knows what it could have escalated to. I mean, you don't know. And if he's aggressively like that, like, yeah, I mean, no.
I told her not to show them any more houses.
Good. Yeah. Drop that one and 3 more will come in its place. So anyway, okay.
We won't go to jail.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could be anything other than a real estate agent, what would you be and why?
I would carry on Anthony Bourdain's legacy.
That's really cool.
Good one.
That's really good. We haven't had that yet.
No.
I love that question because I'm always so curious, like what someone is going to say if it's like completely outside the realm. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. So that's really rad.
Yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Hey,
Yeah.
you still got time. Make some
plan.
money.
It's
If you
actually the
keep,
plan.
listen, if you keep having to go in these hoarder houses, you might be telling Andrew, like, you know what? I'm out.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm going to go fulfill this other legacy. Okay, thanks.
That's actually my favorite part of the job, is going into like these different dynamics. I was a project manager at a software and engineering company.
Okay.
And in tech for a long time.
Yep.
And I hated that.
Yeah. I was in corporate before this too, and I hated it. Yeah. And again, it's why we started the podcast, right? Like the stories and the
so
things that people go through. And my mom's like, wow, nothing like that's ever happened to you. And I'm like, damn it, I wish it would. Like, you know, but we love going into like some of these other situations because, I mean, crazy shit happens. You don't know what you're going to find. So anyway, I am so glad you came on. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, well, if any more stories come up, you're going to have to come on later this year and give us some more stories, okay?
Yeah, we're the investment-oriented team. So like,
I love it.
we're gonna come
You're going to come up with more, yes. Maybe no more quail babies. What did we say? Quail babies and kittens? Is that?
Kittens and quails.
Kittens and quails. That's the name of the episode. All right, guys, it drops in a couple weeks. Be ready. David, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Behind the Lockbox is produced and edited by Property Showcase Group. If you like this podcast, please share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, or review this podcast. Thanks for your support. See you next week.